try and make sure to have realistic profit objectives, people, please. It's in your best interest. Don't be greedy. All right, we're here to make money from trading. We're not here to buy Lambos. I mean, if you happen to make Lambo money from consistently taking profits at realistic objectives, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's moving up here. And some of these names, like I said, the link, I pointed this out to you just even yesterday. And what was super cool, I mean, look at that. What a pretty chart. I even totally walked you through this. Said, all right, well, there's the double bottom. If it comes in, away you go. And off of this double bottom here, that paints 2.618. We could probably also do a double bottom fog and bomb off of this low too. 2.618. My hunch is this thing does nothing more than just come right back to trend line resistance, reload short zones, blah, blah, blah. Cliche, cliche, cliche. I would say if you did take this double bottom at 50% of the anticipated move, probably a good idea to move your stops to scratch, lock in some profits, maybe even take some profits at 2.618. It's up to you and your plan, of course. But if we do get a pop up into this area, I would hate to hear that you actually rode this thing to the point where you actually had to book the loss. That's painful. Try not to let winning trades turn into losing trades. One after the other, these bottoms are all coming in. And the problem is what you see them after the fact and you go, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a bull. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But you can't go and buy that now. You're just not allowed to. I mean, if you want to lose money at this game, all right, fine, go and buy. I would actually say buying right here. The odds are actually, I mean, if you went, and this is why the public always loses money at this game. Let's say you went and bought there. Where do you have to risk to? I mean, maybe you take a shot against these lows here. There isn't really a well-defined W there to defend your trade. That's not really an institutional fingerprint. Remember, institutional fingerprints, what we want to see is we want to see that the market was heading down and somebody stepped in and turned the market back up in earnest. This isn't even heading down. This is just sort of sideways. This probably does set up a nice little trade-off for like the lower time frames, like a day trader kind of thing. So there's the big pop up. And yeah, so lower time frames. All right. So now this looks like an institutional fingerprint off of the lower time frame. So do I want to take, and everybody should look at this. In fact, we'll have our SOF club. Hopefully our boys in Texas are feeling a little bit better about life. What does that look like? Have you ever heard anybody at TRI talk about this pattern? Have you ever heard the Beamish tell you about this before? What is this? So the point here is, God, you've seen this chart pattern a million times. Could you argue that, there's your double bottom and I'm going to go in there and buy that and risk against these lows? There's a nice tight little W to work with. And I don't know, did that work out? Hell, you could even have bought this level here. Down, up, down, breakout. You might have even gotten your signal there and gone, oh shit, oh God, I hope these goddamn W's on all right. Oh yeah, fucking A. Woohoo, look at me. So point is, there's the trade. But off of this daily chart, I love the look of this bottom here. I don't think you can really buy this. Ironically enough, if you did want to buy this, our rule here, of course, is we really don't want to see a winner turn into a loser. So had you bought that, and actually you can see I already have it on here, that had you bought that, then I would expect that all of you at this point here would move your stop to scratch. And so if this does crap out, you don't get hurt. And really, this is a 50% rule. This is everything that we teach you. This is why you want to use things like 50% rules as price objectives, because this is a realistic price objective. Looking at a price chart and going, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to sell half on a double. I'm going to sell half on a 10X. And yeah, that means so fucking what? I've got to, I won't be taking profits. This is my profit level up here. Is that realistic? I mean, come on. There's one thing I don't like about this space is very unrealistic profit objectives. If you get the face rip and this thing goes crazy, then everybody thinks you fucking walk on water. But that's the exception, not the norm. If you want to buy this kind of setup, take profits at 2 to 1, that's what I'm trying to teach you here. Then you don't have to sell all of it. You could sell part of it and then just move your stop to scratch on the remaining, but you already have your stop at scratch on the remaining anyway. And then if this thing does keep going, great, awesome, fucking A. But just starting off and maybe you're saying, well, my profit objective is this 877, which means that I have to see the market break out through this high. There's a very realistic possibility that we even could rally up into reload zones, put in a nasty top, and then back down, and you're just left holding the bag, as they say in this space. Try and make sure to have realistic profit objectives, people, please. It's in your best interest. Don't be greedy. All right, we're here to make money from trading. We're not here to buy Lambos. I mean, if you happen to make Lambo money from consistently taking profits at realistic objectives, there's nothing wrong with that. So the point here is that quite a few names have lifted already. All right, so this is actually a really good example of how the bot, had you taken that, didn't work. Sure hope you respect risk management rules. But here, this is an interesting one, because if we take this whole range here and go like reload zones, I didn't really like this coming in up top here. It's not really the best trade location. It was a bot, but it didn't work. Not that big of a surprise. Now that we've dumped all the way down into here, the other day I had pointed out to all of you, in fact, actually, yeah, that's what this chart was. The weekly commodity trend survey had pointed out that SHIB was actually in a position, a 6, where we should be hunting longs. And lo and behold, there it goes. What is this bar pattern? This candle here, and that candle there. Those 3 candles put together are actually a chart formation. It's a big, ugly one, but it is valid. Then down, up, down, breakout. There's another chart pattern. Hell, you could even say down, up, down, up, down, up, down, breakout. There's a W inside of there. So you got W, you have Empire, inverted Empire, thank you, Nuri. Fractal, I would have accepted that. And there it goes. I mean, I can't endorse you buying this here now. You missed it. That was like literally a day and a half ago. So, and then that fit. I think this one, very interesting looking chart pattern. We'll just look at it here. Look at that W. Can you see down, up, down, up, down, up, down, breakout? Can you see down, up, down, breakout? I would really not have a problem if you had bought this W in here, especially with the weekly commodity trend survey saying you should be hunting longs here. I mean, this is everything that I'm trying to teach you people, and there it goes. So this is if you were trading this, obviously we would like ideally 2-to-1 risk reward, so something like that. Maybe we'll just take this W in here. And so 2-to-1 is right there. And what did that Beamish guy say? At 50% of the anticipated move, we should move our stop to where? So where should your stop be now? Move your stop to scratch. So the point here is that even if this thing did come back down to the original entry, I actually would probably be a little bit leery. I'd be like, maybe this thing's already run. I could very easily see that fog and bombs actually have been tagged here, and probably a lot of professional traders are actually taking some profits here. Boom. Oh, look at that. Sometimes when I see this, it's like you can't write this stuff any better. I mean, it's so incredibly cliche. I don't know whether that'll work or not. Let's see. That'd be so funny if this. Oh, look at that. God, that's insane. So why did the market stall here? And you could argue, right? I wouldn't fault any of you that said, well, Brian, didn't you say that there's a whole bunch of people that are sleeping on the couch in this wick right here? And if the market did somehow rally back up into here, they want to get the hell out of there and get off sleeping off the couch. That's exactly what these people did here, right? Somebody was like uber bullish here. Wow, look at me. I'm a bull. Right, up we go. And then all of a sudden something changed. And, whether you believe in the mathematics or you actually look at the price chart and go, okay, I can understand why there would actually be sellers that would come into the market and break this sort of like I'm a crazy ass uber bull kind of thinking. Well, there you go. And my hunch is probably even if we did this range right here, that's probably like 50% of that range, which would be another reason to look for a bit of a pause. Good old WD GAN. Boom, there you go. Merry Christmas.